Hi, my name is Olivia Cool, and this is the time that I went to New Orleans for my spring break trip during the coronavirus. So my mom bought tickets for us to go to New Orleans in January. And at the time, Corona wasn't a big thing, so I was excited to go. I know my sister was excited to go. My whole family was really excited to go. But then Corona started happening, and we weren't really sure how serious it was yet. But my mom was like positive about it, and she was like, well, let's still go. So we went, and we got to the airport early, and we were on the trolley headed towards the airport, and everything was going fine. Like, there were people there, everything seemed normal at the time. But then we got actually to the airport, started checking our bags and stuff, and we saw like people with like masks and stuff, and it was like a weird experience to see, because at that time the CDC was like, oh, you don't have to wear a mask, like you're fine, like don't worry about it. And you know, times have changed since then. So then we get to New Orleans, we land, we take the Uber to a restaurant. There's only one other couple in the restaurant, even though there were still those like distancing orders at the restaurants. It was only my family and a couple at the bar. When you see pictures of New Orleans and Bourbon Street, you expect to see like tons of people. Like, even if it's not like Mardi Gras, you still expect or have this picture in your mind that it's going to be like busy, like let's go. But it was really just tourists. And then I remember we went in like a gift shop on Bourbon Street, and the owner was talking to my mom, because my mom's a very chatty person and she likes to talk to everybody. And she told my mom that really the only people out right now were tourists, which started to kind of freak me out. It made you think like, what's going on if only the people who aren't from around here are out? Like, it started to freak me and my sister out, I know for sure. I'm sure that was a red flag for like my mom and my stepdad too. Felt like we shouldn't have been there to begin with. That's the only way I can honestly put it, is it just seems like we should not have been there. My parents started to be like, I don't know if this is really right for us. I think maybe we should head back home, because at that point my sister's college, so U of I, called off the rest of the semester, and it really started to freak everyone out. Like, what's really going on? I think we need to be home. And so I'm sure that's what was going through my parents' mind at that point. So we had flights to fly back on Friday, but we left on Wednesday and we drove. So we got a rental car and we drove all the way back to Illinois. I definitely think that my experience with this pandemic and with going out in New Orleans in the middle of it has definitely impacted my opinion on traveling. I don't like to travel now. I like to stay home. I'm just really freaked out about everything that's going on.